Peace and love, family. It's your girl, Sixthegoddis. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shit. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing amazing. I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm going to get right into this video because what we're going to discuss today is something that is a conversation I've been having for a while. I've received a lot of hate for this. I've received all kind of threats, and a lot of you hoes don't like me because of this take. But, more and more things keep happening that show us, okay, that you can feel how you want to feel about the truth, but it's going to be what it is. I'm going to show you all this clip. I'm going to run the clip straight through. Then I'm going to go back in and we're going to kind of break this down because I saw this and I was like, this needs to be discussed. So the glasses are going on. Y'all already know when the glasses go on that I'm about to cook. Okay, when the glasses go on, I'm about to read you. That's just the way it goes. Let me pull this up and I'm going to play this for y'all.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No, he's not saying that.
Yeah, that is exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying because you're trying to say that I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what
I could tell her what I'm saying. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
My looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
They're the thing that matters first and foremost.
That isn't what I said.
For men. Right.
But that isn't, I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach.
Basically, just telling you that.
In a man's eyes, men approach and women advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
It's
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an issue for me.
I'm telling you, it is.
Not for a lot of men.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's how it is. We don't want a man. Look. You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna approach and women advertise them. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Okay, but that's not saying.
And we're saying, but look, time out. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. And that's what you have to realize. You don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's
all right. So that was a lot to unpack. And we're going to take this little clip and we're going to go ahead and break this down because I noticed a few things. I noticed that sis is crying in tears, which is a problem in itself. And I noticed that sis has zero communication skills. There is absolutely nothing in this world more frustrating than simply trying to communicate an idea that someone might not find ideal. And instead of, being open-minded, not being so fragile as to just, so you're saying, like, sis, like the man was trying to communicate with her and she literally was responding like, so I just deserve to be rolled off a cliff into shark-infested water because I'm big. Like, first of all, I'm at the point in my life, I'm not even going to try to talk to anyone who doesn't have any communication skills, and everything that said, they sit and catastrophize it and jump off a cliff. Like, so I'm just the worst person ever. I feel like at a certain age, That just shouldn't be a thing. Me personally, as soon as she would have been like, so I deserve to be beheaded and have my head fed to some angry gorillas because I'm big. At the minute she would have started with that, I would have been like, don't even worry about it. I would have been like, there's no point in us even having this conversation because I can see we're not going to get anywhere. You know, your goal here is to be a drama queen, and I would have just checked out from there. So I appreciate the brother for actually continuing that conversation because, you know, you're a better person than me because, honey, I would have been out immediately. You know, women or people in general who do that when you communicate, baby, you'll never get to a solution. So, you know, you really are better off just leaving alone. That's my cat on there. Okay. Now, I had a clip that went viral. Shout out to my boys over there on Harley Initiative. I had a clip that went viral last year or the year before that. I can't remember now. And in the clip that went viral, I said, you know, when a man lacks financial confidence, he will naturally go for bigger women. Okay. When a man lacks financial confidence, he will always go for a woman that is less competition. That's just the way it is. Now, I can always tell women who have not actually dated men with real money and real status, because if you did, you would know everything goes their way, period. It's what they want. It's their way. They put in the work. No one cares. Women like this, I could tell you never been around men with money because they don't care about what you think. They have their rules. They have the money. They have the power. You either get with it or you get lost. They don't go back and forth with you. They do not beg you. They do not negotiate with you. They don't do it. If you've ever dealt with or dated men with any kind of money, you would know that they always have networks. I'm going to explain a little bit the science behind why these girls who think that their humongous size should have nothing to do with whether or not they can get a man is really problematic. And it tells me you ain't really ever been nowhere. Men with certain status and money, they always have pretty large networks and they're always kind of, you know, kissing babies and shaking hands for business. They often do group vacations. They often do group dinners. They often host. One time they'll host at their home, host at the other. And they almost always have feminine company and a feminine, you know, companionship with them when they're, you know, either having fun, hanging out or parlaying for business. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, the guys always have a woman with them. I want you all to understand this. No one cares about what you think about it. When it's a group of guys that got a few dollars, got something going for themselves, they cannot. This is not a matter of wanting or anything like that. They cannot show up around other men that work hard, have money in their network, and everybody's women are in shape, light makeup, real hair or hair that look like their real hair, dress well. All the women look the same. When you hang around men with money and they're out and they all got their girls with them, all the women always look the same. Everyone's in shape. There's not even anyone with crazy colored hair. You won't even see blue hair or green hair. Everyone's hair is natural colored, is either real or look real. Everybody is in shape. You can't even wear tons and tons of makeup and huge lashes. It just doesn't work like that. So when I see women even begin to even open their mouth about how these men should work hard to get around other men, be represented, and have everyone look at him and think, she must have held him down from the beginning. It just doesn't happen. You've never in your life seen a man work hard his whole life, amass wealth, go out to the gas station, see a woman that is 300 pounds and say, that's the girl for me and marry her. It just doesn't happen. When you see these women talk about, I'm big and I've been with my man 15 years. First of all, she won't tell you that either currently or majority part of those years, she was a breadwinner. Okay. She won't tell you how she might've had a certain, you know, career that was beneficial to him. She won't tell you about he was abusing. She won't tell you about how she guilted and forced him into a relationship the whole time. They don't tell you those parts. We're talking about men who work hard, gain their wealth in their lifetime and what they go for. So I'm not understanding, you know, the negotiating that goes on here. Let's break down what went down here. Let me pull this back up. And we're going to break this down step by step, because as a woman, you will always, and when I say you will never be happy, if you spend your whole life riding a whole thesis and essay about why things should go your way. And the sad part about it is no one will tell you that society just doesn't care. As a woman, you don't control any of that. The only thing that you control is your presence somewhere. Only thing you control as a woman is your presence somewhere or people's access to you. But society doesn't care about how you think it should go. The men run the show. The quicker you understand that, the better. You learn what they want, how it goes their way, and then you move accordingly and align yourself or misalign yourself if that's what you want, according to what it already is. But I've never seen women more unhappy than women that spend their whole life fighting against everyone to tell them, well, this is how I think it should be. And then they don't conform and they don't follow the rules. Women who align, conform, and follow the rules have happier, healthier lives. Okay? So let's go ahead and break down everything that was said. I wonder if it's going to let me
An approach.
start over.
Just telling you that.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
Okay. So the brother said, in a man's eyes, your beauty matters. Your look matters. Now, I tell girls all the time, because let me say this real quick. Let me put my disclaimers. Because my God, I already feel the basic bitches gearing up their thumbs and their fingers in the comments to say that some men like big girls. A big girl must have took my man. What else do y'all tend to say? I don't know, but please don't write that. So y'all say the same thing all the time, and it's starting to get annoying. It's like, do y'all have just a basic bitch convention in which y'all get together and just repeat the same thing, and then y'all gang up and bully any woman who says, I don't agree with that, I think different? I don't mind following the rules. I'd rather just follow the rules, okay? So this man says that, for men, your looks matter. That is a very logical, very upfront statement. What is that? Very upfront statement. Her response to that was, so you're saying that I don't deserve anything, or I'm not worth, or I'm worthless because I'm not her size. And she points to the girl. First of all, this girl that's talking is huge. God forgive me, sister, I'm so sorry, but we got to just break this down. You went on the podcast. By now we know that when we go on podcasts and whatever you put on the internet is free for society to exploit. That's what I'm going to do right now, like a good American citizen. So, I'm so sorry, but this woman is humongous. And she is a type of big that you can tell you just eat too much. Period. A lot of women, I was talking in my Patreon the other day, which, ladies, by now, if you're not in my women's only Patreon, I truly don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? Okay. My Patreon is lit. I have all type of exclusive content there, hundreds of videos. We have a group chat, many women who are like-minded, solution-oriented, relationship-oriented. I get ready for all my content on there live. I show you every product I use, how I apply it. I do not hold back. I do not gatekeep. We have movie nights. We do get-togethers. We have money meetings to support women creating their own income. If you're not in a group, what are you doing? If you're tired of being mean and ugly and fat, come to death row, baby. If you're tired of being around women who be like, you're okay. It's okay to be a loser. If you're tired of being around women who say, as long as you just tried your best and took a shower today, you're doing good. If you're tired of being around women that enable your BS and allow you to be below average, come to death row, baby. We're waiting on you. Come join a group of like-minded, solution-oriented ladies. We are lit. I will put that in the description for you all to join and come tap in with me and my content there. Now, this girl says that she's not worth as much because she's big. That's what I was saying. We were in the Patreon and I said, I think, that is weird. I think this Chipotle controversy is weird, that everybody is like, oh, they don't give enough food. That's such a small portion. And I'm like, so this is our problem now. We are so conditioned to overeat that when someone serves you a normal portion, you're like, that's not enough. And then when I see some of the Chipotle bowls that y'all be like, okay, that's right, it's enough food. I'm like, oh my God, I am not kidding. That would probably take me 4 days to eat. And I'm like, wow, y'all are eating that in one setting? So women who are as big as her, I know automatically there's a 98% chance you just eat too much. You intake more calories than you burn, which is why you're fat. I know these women around here will try to tell you it's genetics, they was born this way, health issues. If you have 10 women who are fat, one of them is fat due to little to no fault of her own for a crazy health issues. The other 9 are fat because they are greedy and they eat too much. I also have another theory about fat women and that greed and how it often translates into poor character and personality. But that is a level of honesty that y'all are not ready for in public. So you will definitely have to turn into my Patreon for that theory I have. Because even for her to be crying and feel entitled to something that she in no way, shape, or form has earned shows me that is problematic in relationships. It is annoying, and in my opinion, it is a huge character flaw. So it's so interesting to hear the big girls say, just because I'm big, I shouldn't get a man. It's about the inside, when often your inside is greedy, gluttonous, spoiled, and entitled. You can't even put the hamburger down to save your own life. How good of a personality can you have? You can't even stop eating to save your life. You can't even just not eat 1,000 pounds of food a day to make your life better. You can't even do that for you. You lack the discipline to even do that. That often almost never translates into a great personality. Normally, people with great personalities and character, they have discipline. They know how to deny themselves. They're not greedy. So that's why it's so funny with the whole, it's the inside. Often, if you're that huge, been that huge, and have the nerve to cry about what you don't have, your personality probably is not even that great. So a lot of times, what happens is girls like this often also, their mama is fat as well. I don't know this girl. I'm just telling y'all how this normally goes. A lot of times, the mama is fat. And from a child, your family idolizes food and gives you too much food. Oh, we love food. We love to eat. Well, one thing we gonna do is we gonna eat. Food is the center of our lives. And so for some women, which I think is the case with this girl, them girls who just always been big, no matter what, they cannot lose weight. They be crying about it. They feel trapped. They binge eat. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna keep it real. It's too late for them. 9 times out of 10, your mama messed you up and overfed you from inception. Y'all had the mamas where at 3 months they was putting rice in your cereal. I'm not playing around when I say this. And now from a child, because Black women are the only group of women who will be morbidly obese at the age of 11. Okay. All other women do the right thing and get fat once they're old and grandmas and no one cares about them anymore. Only in Black women will a girl be 20 years old and be hundreds of pounds morbidly obese. And most of the time when you see that, you look at her mammy the same way. And now what ends up happening, because your mama stuffed you from an infant, it is too late. You are so conditioned to those portions. Those are the girls who I say, how about you try eating once every day? Some of y'all so big, you need to eat once every other day. My God. And they say, you're going to make an eating disorder, so you want us to starve and be unhealthy? You are so conditioned to these humongous portions because your mama was hating on you from an infant and set you up to fail and stuffed you your whole life. And now you're too old to reverse that thinking. If you don't stuff yourself with huge amount of food 3 to 5 to 6 times a day, you really freak out and think you're starving. You just got to have it. You feeding for it like a crackhead. And for women like that, most of the time, it's just too late. You probably will always be big. It's too late. You are too conditioned to be gluttonous with this food to where, honey, if you wouldn't even make it to eat one meal with salmon, broccoli, and brown rice at 5 o'clock and maybe have some fruit juice or water with lemon in the morning. You can't. That's why you see the girls get the sleeve and the gastric bypass. Yes, that is to eat less food, but it's also a mental thing. They try to make the stomach small to try to trick your mind that you're not starving because you are so used to overeating. So now she crying. So that's why I say she probably one of them girls who is just like stuck being fat. She just cannot stop eating because why are you crying, girl? Just go to the gym. Go eat. Go to the gym and stop eating. Okay? Sorry, y'all. 1 second. So here we go. The man is simply saying, for us, yeah, looks matter. And I tell any woman, if you want to have the argument about whether or not your looks should matter to a man, then you have got to also say that a man's finances don't matter. Any woman that says my look shouldn't matter, it should be my personality or it should be my character instead, whatever it is. I hope you understand. As men and women, we're a reflection of each other all the time. There is nothing that applies to us as women, especially as Black women. There is nothing that applies to us as Black women that does not also apply to a man. We might not be ready for the deeper discussion on what it means that the man leads. Everything women do is in reflection and in response to men, whether you know it or not. That's just the way it goes. So you have women. I've seen girls be fat and then look and say, oh, he broke. Oh, no, flag on the play. No, nope. No, it doesn't. And when you put it like this, it's when the women start to be like, oh, that makes sense. It's all fun and game. You sitting over there big, talking about somebody height, talking about somebody finance. No, it doesn't work that way. A fat woman, a man being with a fat woman is the equivalent of a woman being with a broke man. I'm talking about dead broke. And any woman who say my looks should not matter in how I'm valued or committed to by a man, with that logic, you have to also say that a man's finances should be completely uninvolved in whether or not he is or is not a good catch. We typically don't see men say, look, I'm broke. Look how broke I am. And I still get women. This girl right here been with me 15 years. I've been homeless the whole time. She been paying the bills. She don't mind. Right, babe? See, y'all fellas, some women like broke men. I said no man ever. No man invites other men to also be broke and tell them it's okay to be broke because some women like broke men. And we all know who the women that like broke men are. Abusive women. Abusive women who want a man to depend on them because she's insecure and ready to abuse. So when we see the men that like big girls, it's so annoying when I see them on these podcasts like, oh, don't listen to these men. Some of us like some cushion. Those are the men who literally, y'all remember my old neighbor in my old apartment that was 400 some pounds. And I told y'all that every night between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., man was pulling up to sleep with her, but I never saw the same man twice. They never came back. Those are the men that sit on a podcast talking about, yeah, I like big women. No, I don't know. Who did you marry? Don't tell me you like big women. You like big women? Okay. Bring her to the business dinner with your colleagues then. Because you go to a big girl's apartment at 3 a.m. to have sex does not mean you like big girls. No. Let a big girl represent you then. We all know the woman you represent you. When you look at a man and he with a baddie, you automatically think, oh, he got it. Damn, she beautiful. He must got something she won't. You already know. The woman, but it doesn't work the other way around. A man's looks has zero bearing on how good of a man he could be to a woman. But a woman looks directly affects her man's economic status, which is very important. So when I see some of these men say, I like big girl, man, shut your ass up. I bet you like them because once again, there's no financial pressure. Nobody is going to be knocking down your door. Y'all saw what just happened with the girl I did the video on before, the TikToker girl, the Wreck-It Ralph TikToker. Coming to find out she done bought somebody else's man. Talking about she got sued by the wife. Talking about she was paying his rent. This and that. It never fails. And these big girls be out here paying the rent, doing all that, offering to suck dick from the back, and then be like, well, some men like it. And let me tell you right now, there's only 2 places that work where a man can be with a big girl. And it can be deemed as okay. And the only 2 places that can happen is in the hood and in a small town. Period. So don't let some man from Arkansas tell you he like big. Of course. You can have a big wife in Little Rock. You can have a big wife in buttfuck Mississippi. You can't do that in Atlanta. You can't do that in Dallas. You can't do that in Miami. When you're in a small town, the people, which are the resources, are scarce. When you're in a small town, most small towns have a handful of real baddies. So of course the men can't be alone. So men always make do with the women they have access to. It's women who will just remain single if they can't get what they want. Men don't. They immediately conform. For them, they need the hunt. So they're like, okay, if I'm here in buttfuck Mississippi and most of the women are big, I'm going to have a big woman. They just accept it. But those are the main men. Take them to the big city with baddies. Those are the main men bucking their eyes at the beautiful women, wishing and hoping. So please stop letting these men in the hood that need a girl who will put money on their commissary and help them with their probation and let them dry their car when they get out of jail. Please stop letting men from the hood that have a record, so they need a girl who can put the apartment in her name, tell you they like big girls. Please stop letting men from buttfuck Alabama tell you that they like big women. Just stop it. Everybody is now talking about they want the finance man. They want the doctor. Go look at how they hang out in their leisure time. Go look at the women they all have on their arm. Period. Now, if you don't care about that, if you don't want to do that, then you must be at that point where you can say that regardless of what a man's finances are, you should still be with him if he got good character and a good personality. And I would say the same thing about women who are big and just stay big. I would say that they're lazy, greedy, and lack discipline. I would say the same thing for a man that's broke and just stay broke. I mean, he lazy, bum, and trifling. Okay? So this girl says, she crying, talking about I'm not worth as much as her because of her size. That's what she got from that. Instead of just having a conversation, not everything got to be about you or an attack on you. Okay, let's continue.
No, he's not saying that.
Yeah,
No,
that is exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, because you're trying to say that I can't attract the right man because I'm not.
Now this girl look about at least 30. So let me also tell y'all this, baby. Y'all be too old to still be hoping that something to change. If you fat and 30 and the man that you want ain't came around yet, if you fat and 30 and men sleep with you, go on 2-3 dates and then kind of like, that means that whatever you're doing is wrong. Period. Your results cannot be refuted. So once you get 30 and you've been doing the same thing and all it's gotten you is a few situationships and getting your back broke here and there, you're no longer allowed to try to justify what you think. What you think is simply not working out. And that should be the end of it. Okay. So she's admitting that she ain't getting the type of man she wants. Well, let me guess. You want a man who is 6 foot plus with at least 6 inches down there that makes 6 figures. What's the other 6s? I don't know. But let me guess. That's what you want, right? So you're crying because the 6'3" very successful doctor and handsome lawyer are not asking you out. And instead of saying, yep, it's me, I'm the problem, you're crying saying, but I deserve it. Y'all not tired? Y'all really should be exhausted by now.
Small enough.
no, he's saying what
I could tell her what I'm
That-
saying. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
My looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that
Looks are not everything, baby. Looks are the first thing. See, the problem is y'all don't listen to these hoes on these podcasts where their job is to sell you card games and sell you tickets to their show and sell their merch to you. The problem is y'all actually listen to them and you have ingested their hideous talking points like, well, just because you're big, you still deserve a man that is 6'4" and is, making multiple six figures in mergers and acquisitions. You do deserve to be at the Charles Schwab company Christmas dinner. The problem is y'all don't let these hoes that want to sell y'all stuff give you these horrible basic talking points. And now y'all have internalized that. Meanwhile, them girls are laughing all the way to the bank with them coins that you gave them to lie to you. Now you're really on a podcast crying because you cannot do the work to get what you want. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Looks ain't the only thing, but they the first thing. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. The type of man y'all want, honey, he don't care if you had the personality of Mother Teresa. That nigga would not care if you had the personality of baby black Jesus himself. But it start with the looks. It's the same with a man money. We don't care how good a man personality is. If you homeless, ain't got no car, we finna starve with you. We don't care. Attractive women could not possibly care less about what no homeless man personality is. I would not give a damn. If you don't start with some financial stability, a roof over your head, a few dollars in the bank, no one cares about what that man got to say outside of that. So, a lot of women will over catastrophize things in order to run away from the real problem. And so when a man say looks are important, and you say, so that's the only thing that's important. First of all, that is childish, emotionally unintelligent communication, exhausting. First of all, let's start there. Second of all, no one is saying that looks are the only thing. Matter of fact, nothing is worse than a woman who is beautiful but slow, or beautiful but a snake, or beautiful but emotionally unstable. Okay, no, so we're not saying just have the looks. That's it. That's a tactic y'all use to get out of doing the work. So looks are all that matters? No, honey, but it's the very first thing that matters. Okay. I tell any woman, honey, if I'm big, mean, and ugly, I'm not even dating, because healthy men wouldn't even want you. A man who is healthy, he is healthy mentally, financially, physically. Why would he get with a woman who is unhealthy? It wouldn't make any sense. So that whole talking point of, so looks are the only thing that matter, y'all got to stop that. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, that shit has got to stop. It is starting to become extremely exhausting.
Matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
The thing that matters first and foremost.
That isn't what I said.
For men. Right.
But that isn't, I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach.
Basically, just telling you that.
And women advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
See how she did that shit? Ooh, honey. Ooh, I'm getting triggered, baby. Ooh. Oh, I'm getting triggered, y'all. Oh, I'm starting to get triggered. Oh my God. Someone who just doesn't want the criticism, it's not going to matter how you say it. This man is being very respectful, and this girl is still finding a way to make herself the victim and get mad. The way I would have to check out of this conversation, this man just explained everything to the T. What he said made plenty of sense. Nothing about it wasn't true. It was very easy to understand. It was all very cut and dry. And this girl responds, this man is saying, you want a certain men. They have a certain look they want. You know, looks are important to a man. And her response, and he's saying the men you want, they're not approaching you. They're not marrying you. They're not even texting y'all back. Okay. And her response to that is, so the only thing I would need to do is just lose weight. And those are the women who be like, oh, I lost the weight. Okay. So where my rich investment banker at? You still won't get the man because you have horrible communication skills. You're childish, you're dramatic, and you're draining. Okay. So no, I can't believe that man explained all that for her to reduce it down to, so if I just lose weight, that's it, girl. Stop. Mike, imagine dating her and you big. Oh, hell no. Bye.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
It's
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an issue for me. I've
What I'm
never
telling you-
It's never been an issue, but you're in tears crying on a podcast. What do you mean it's never been an issue for you? So do you have like multiple six-figure suitors with the ring in their pocket waiting and dying to marry you? I don't get, what do you mean by it's never been a problem for you? I know for a fact you're not getting taken to the business dinners. I know for a fact you are not going to the company Christmas party. I know this for a fact. This is what I know. Unless the company is a lawn care service. Okay? That's the only way you going to the company Christmas dinner. All right?
a lot of men.
It is.
Not for a lot of men.
This is. I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's
Can I-
That's how
can
it
I-
is. That's
can
how it
I-
is.
can I say
we don't want a
something?
man. Look, we don't look. You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna an approach and women. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you
But
said
I
that
didn't-
he's
I didn't-
disqualified because he's
But I
5'8".
didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you.
And we're gonna just so let me get this straight. You're mad because 6'4" men who work in mergers and acquisitions and make several hundred of thousand per year. You're mad because they do not want to marry you, and you're mad because they don't want to marry you because of your size. You're saying that you do not want a man who judges you based off of your looks, even though people will judge him based off of your looks. But in that same breath, you said that you're not attracted to a short king. Do y'all see what I mean by the big girl personality is often a lack of self-awareness, often a lack of discipline, often a lack of logic? This shows right there what tends to go with that. With the you just big, stay big, and you're defending being big. Only thing I want to hear from a big woman is, yes, I'm big. No, I don't recommend it to any other woman. Do not do it. I'm working every day to lose the weight. This is horrible. This is not the way for me. That's the only thing I want to hear a big girl say. But honey, when big girls go to trying to justify, tell us how some men like it, or y'all favorite line, men are going to still cheat. Some men like big girls. I still get ate off the bone. Men still see with me, girl. When big girls start talking like that, the way my ears, it's like my ears, I be like, anyway, we don't care about nothing you got to say, sweetie. Being big and not taking care of yourself because a man will still cheat is wild. Okay? And to lack that level of self-awareness, to go on and on about how you should not receive the cream of the crop man, where women will look at you and be like, girl, you did that. You got that man with that bread, with that money. Honey, she living her best life. And to be able to have the man get that same thing from other men, like, damn, bro, well, you bagged you one. She is bad. Why would you not want him to be able to feel good like you feel? Reciprocity. So no, looks aren't everything, but they're the first thing. Okay. And for some of y'all that's getting your body together, it's going to take a lot of getting your mind together too, because you selfish on the low and you lack self-awareness. Okay. I never encourage women to be skinny. Okay. I am 6 foot tall. My weight fluctuates between 165 and 175. If I was 5 foot tall, I would be obese. I have maintained my weight my entire life. Some people might say it's genetics, whatever. What I know it is I've never been taught to worship food. The advice I'm giving y'all, I'm not giving this advice from just talking out my behind. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm tired of seeing y'all crying. I'm tired of y'all seeing y'all fat for 10 years, 20 years. I see some girls I went to high school with, she was fat. I see her now, she fat. I'm annoyed. Like, my God, at what point do you want better in your life? Breathing hard. Then y'all be getting mad at me when I tell you the truth and threatening me. Honey, you can't fight me. You finna be out of breath. Fighting take a lot of cardio. You're going to be tired. You don't want to fight me, honey. This ain't what you want. Y'all be so mad. Don't fight me. Go to the gym. How you want to get up to want to beat me up and fight me, but won't get up? Go to the punching bag. Go to the boxing gym. I don't care what gym you go to, but go do that. Trying to fight me and getting beat up is not going to get you where you need to go. It's going to be very embarrassing. Y'all got to stop attacking the people that tell you the truth and embracing these women that tell you what you want to hear. And yeah, you cannot be shit and you can be a walrus and who cares your personality. Buy my card game. You got to stop this. These girls are really sabotaging y'all, and it ain't cute, and it's not going to work. At some point, you will get tired of fighting, and you will just follow the rules, okay? I don't know who need to hear this, but we don't care. Go lose weight. I might make that a t-shirt. We don't care. Go lose weight. We don't care. And remember this, men with money, men with something going for themselves, they require service. You must serve them. I don't know who lied to y'all saying you're going to have a man with money who all he going to do is serve you. Your man serve you in a way too, but you must serve his needs first. Y'all that got a problem with that, just continue either eating coochie or dating bums or being alone and tearing up that rose. But that's y'all options. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, like the video, and I will see y'all on